Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 9 of Fate of Apocrypha. Now, first and foremost, Explosion City. Like, this episode had so many explosions. Holy crap. Like, explosions left and right. That's not a bad thing per se. I'm not saying that like in a bad sense, but I'm just saying this had a lot of explosions. Like, I think the archer, one of the archers used explosions. Then you had the one that's controlling the Gardens of Babylon. She used explosions. A lot of explosions. What's it called? As we find out, his name is Shiro Kotomine, which I don't know if we saw that before. Like, I don't remember them saying that, but if we did, then I apologize, and I'm an idiot, probably forgetting that. But that definitely means that this world is kind of akin to the other Fate worlds. And then we also see something very interesting at the very beginning of this episode, when the Grail was taken by a German army. And we see one older man getting killed. Now, this older man, if you guys watch Fate, the Fate series, you'll notice that what came out of him was a weird, like, kind of, almost like a centipede type creature. That is the guy who I know was in Fate Stay Night and also Fate Zero, in the sense that he was the one who actually made, I want to say, I forgot, Sakura, I think her name was, yeah. He made Sakura the way she is, and also was, like, basically using his powers of these like weird centipedes to infuse one of the earlier masters, who was this one guy in the very beginning, I think, of Fate. Was it Fate Stay Night or was that Fate Zero? It was Fate Zero, I believe, and he was the one that was in charge of trying to keep he was in charge of Berserker at the time, so, which was essentially Lancelot. Yeah, there's a lot of lore in Fate Stay, so I apologize if they came off a little weird, but that was interesting to see that, because that definitely correlates to the similar worlds in that. So most likely, this is just a different alternate dimension, I think most of us figured, but that essentially confirms it. Now, I'll say this right now, though. The fights in this episode were fantastic. They were really awesome, seriously. The fight between Frankenstein and Shiro was pretty cool. It was, I want to say, very touching to see what happened with Frankenstein's past. I mean, we obviously, if you've read Frankenstein, you have an idea of how, the monster, essentially, who is Frankenstein. Most people confuse that. They think Frankenstein is the monster itself. No, Frankenstein is the creator of the monster. And the monster, in this case, is called Frankenstein because I guess it's just easier for them to say that. But the thing is that that the relationship between the two is always kind of very... Better way of saying it, obviously, is like a father and son, but equally not really a good relationship of a father and son. It was more so, originally cast aside his puppet and, his creation, because he's like, oh god, you're a monster, etc., because he couldn't do certain things, obviously. So it was interesting to see that in a different kind of twist on it, because, obviously that this has her being as a girl instead, and they tried to, like, infuse a little different spin on it, which was cool. I enjoyed it. But, I will say, though, the fight also between Achilles and Chiron was badass. It was very short, mind you, but it was badass in its own right. And come on, man, who could say it at the end? Mordred versus the other saber, not the, excuse me, the Rider. I always get confused. That was Rider who she was fighting at the end. That was cool too. But guess what? Of course, Mordred was going to win. Is that really a surprise that Mordred was going to win of all these people? Mordred's awesome. I mean, how she even came into the battlefield on that car, and that was like so comedic. But I mean, she kicks ass. I don't care if she doesn't like being called a she. She is a she in the show, at least. But we see at the very end, and I hope you guys actually made sure to watch the very end, we see that Sieg comes in to apparently go and fight Mordred. That's going to be interesting, because I don't really think he can have... I don't think he could fight her on the same level, to be honest with you. I mean, he seems like he has the, the power from the person who died. I forgot... Who was that? That was that Siegfried? That was Siegfried, yeah. Siegfried, who died inside him. That's why they call him Sieg. I mean, it makes sense now that I just think about it. Siegfried inside of him was a great warrior, obviously, but, did he also retain all those knowledge of him being a warrior? That's going to be the major question. I'm very curious, because we haven't seen Sieg fight yet, obviously. I'm looking forward to that. I really do want to see how that fight goes out. Anyways, guys and girls, what do you think about this week's episode? I would love to hear in the comments below. What was your favorite part of the episode in general? What do you think is going to happen next week's episode? And also, I have no other review. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I do have one other review. So that's Centaur's Life. I'll have that out probably later today. I'm not gonna do that when it first comes out. I'll probably have it out in like the afternoon because I'm gonna go take a nap for a little bit. It's still early enough, so I might as well. I woke up super early to do reviews and articles and stuff like that, so I'm a little tired. But I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great blessed day if I don't see my next review. God bless you all. Bye bye, everyone.